All right, to start my single issue collection for DC, I have Absolute Batman issue 1, which I love so much. This was the first comic I made a video about. I made a short about it. I loved it so much. I just needed to talk about it, but I knew none of my friends are reading it. So actually, that's not true. My one buddy's reading this, but I needed somewhere to talk about it, so I went to the internet. So I love Absolute Batman. This is just the reprint number 3, because I hadn't decided if I was going to get it in singles or collect it in trade, but I like getting singles. It helps comics, so I prefer that. And I also like that they switched to the Bullet logo. I love that logo. It's so cool. Then we got Absolute Batman issue 2. I love that as well. Oh man, this was a cool book that I like crossover books, so I was excited for this. It's Batman and Spawn, the third crossover, I think. This was recent, like 2021 maybe. Yeah, I enjoy this book. And it's a thick one too, which is nice. And then we got another thick book, because when I was collecting DC issues, I wasn't really getting them for, I don't know. I didn't get them for a while, but eventually I'd changed my mind one day, and I'll show you the book that changed my mind. But here's Batman, the Long Halloween Special by Tim Sale. This one was also from 2021. It's another one of those thick books. But this series, Batman and Robin by Joshua Williamson, is what got me collecting DC singles for the Dawn of DC initiative. I like Joshua Williamson a lot, so I wanted to read his Batman and Robin, because I assumed it was going to be a continuation of his run on Robin, and it was, and I enjoy it quite a lot. Is it my favorite DC series I've been reading? No, but I did enjoy it a lot. Looks like, yeah, here's a variant cover for issue 5, yeah. I would have preferred the regular, but it's still cool. Then there's the annual. Yeah. This reminds me of, like, manga. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but I meant more like anime, with those sports animes. I like this character, Flatline, I believe. She first appeared in the Robin series, and yeah, she's a cool character. Man-Bat's a big part of this series. Sorry, I don't have much to say about this series. That's like why it's definitely not my favorite one that I was reading ongoing, but it was the one that got me to collect DC singles. Oh, there's Shush. She Hush. The Woman Hush. Shush. However, these 3 issues I like a lot. These are the final 3 issues that Joshua Williamson wrote for Batman and Robin, and they're on a dinosaur island, and Bane's in it. So, quite fun. I wish it was better, but Joshua Williamson even knew that it was, not the best, but it's still good. And then after Batman and Robin, Flash is one of my favorite characters of all time, like Wally West Flash. I was like, oh, I should pick this up in singles as well, because I listened to a podcast where I liked what Simon Spurrier was saying. Then I started reading this. I am not a fan of the first 13 issues of this book. It's very trippy. There are some cool things. Like, I like this issue. I think that's awesome. But it was such a slow burn. I don't know. Maybe if you are reading it in trade, let me know if it's better in trade, because, like, I'm definitely not the biggest fan of this. And especially canceling Jeremy Adams' run and then putting this out. I don't know what they were thinking. But my opinion of this series has changed quite a lot recently. But it was a long year for this Flash run. This was never on top of my pile to read. This was always on the bottom with Daredevil. It's weird that both my favorite characters were at the bottom of my reading pile. Interesting. Because while Daredevil is my favorite Marvel character of all time, Wally West is my favorite DC character of all time. But both of these books were always at the bottom of my list. Absolute Power tie-in. Absolute Power just came out in hardcover, and I would like to get that soon. I'm excited to read Absolute Power, especially with Mark Waid being the writer. I think I liked this issue. And this one. But when we get to... Oh, the books are falling. No. Stop. What is she? Yeah, I think... Yeah, okay. So, that was the end of the first arc that Simon Spurrier was telling for the year. And I'm not a big fan of this stuff. However, once the All In initiative kicked in, he's all the issues I've read of this new All In initiative for the Flash specifically, I really like. And I really enjoy this new suit. I don't know how other people feel about the suit, but I really like this suit. I think this is interesting. Yeah, this is... these 2 issues made me like the series. So I'm hoping that he continues writing the series like that. And then here's miscellaneous issues for DC. Like I said earlier, I was picking up DC comics in singles, but I wasn't picking them up on a monthly basis. I only picked this up, and I think it's issue 90 as well, because I just wanted a cover with Nightwing and Wally West on it to hang in my room. And yeah, well, this is in the box. However, I do actually have a Nightwing issue that is hanging up in my room, and I will show that once I finish the other long box. This is a really good book. Superman and Robin. I don't know why they didn't put this into... Actually, I don't know. I have the second printing of the Super Sons, so I don't know if this is included in the third printing, but I would hope so. Where else would you put this? Oh, man. But I thought this... Yeah, I enjoyed this, but obviously it's not as good as Super Sons, especially because of that. Not that this is bad, but aging him up, I don't know. Not smart. I hope that they age him down. I think they might. They'll find a way, I hope. And then we get to my other favorite DC ongoing. It's crazy that both my favorite ongoings... Actually, that's not true, because Moon Knight's also another one that I really like. I like all my ongoings, really. But Superman by Joshua Williamson. Oh, man. I love Superman by Joshua Williamson. It reminds me so much of the Superman animated series. And the Superman animated series is that's my favorite. Or Justice League Unlimited of that universe. I like those the most. But this is a very good series, and it makes me happy. I think it's, well written. It's fun. Superman's a great character. And I would love if more people would realize that. And I'm really hoping the movie proves to people that he's amazing. I think this this single issue, this is the annual for 2023. I'm pretty sure this won an Eisner. So, yeah, nice. Yeah. Well, this was the second story arc. I really liked the first one. And then I really liked the second story arc. This is an oversized issue for $8.50. But this fall, I can't tell. 6 and 7. Yep, no, we're good. Oh, man, they just keep falling. My DC box is not as full as my Marvel one, because I only started really collecting DC singles last year, but it's pretty full for only being a year. But the chain story arc continues for a bit. And Yeah, man, and this is a cool issue. I really liked this issue. And it all leads into the House of Brainiac arc, which was an event crossover between Superman and Action Comics. This is not in the right order, I'm noticing, because that's issue 3. We're in 4. This would be in front of that. That's 5. I think I have them in the wrong issue order. My bad. Let me pull these forward. Yeah. Yeah, so my bad. This is how it should look. So it led into the House of Brainiac, which is I enjoyed this crossover. I thought it was really fun to read. Man, they just keep flipping back and forth. And then House of Brainiac ended up tying into Absolute Power, and like I said, I'd like to read Absolute Power, so I need to get that hardcover soon. Lobo's a big part of this run, and that just made me think of the animated series even more. So Joshua Williamson made me a big Superman fan. I wasn't a big Superman fan until I read Joshua Williamson's run. But I've read other Superman stories in the past, like Superman by Tomasi. That might still be my favorite. I might like that a bit more than this series, I think. However, I still think this is really good. But after House of Brainiac, Alright, sorry if there was a weird cut there. I just went to go have some of my dad's famous pasta. So there was the Absolute tie-ins, where Zatanna played a big role in this run. I also really liked the black suit that Superman was wearing in this run. There's also this variant cover, or run. I don't mean run, I meant arc. I need that hardcover soon. And then my final couple issues in this box right now are Superman issue 19 and issue 20, which I love these a lot because Dan Mora is now on the artist, or he is now the artist for the series. I'm so happy about that. He's probably one of my favorite artists in comics right now, so that's awesome. But we need to put some of my most recent issues away. So issue 16 of The Flash, once again, this was another cool issue. Like, that was the suit, that is the suit that Wally is wearing. And I like it. I think it's a bit of an homage. Not really, actually. I think they pretended that it was, or something. I can't remember. I know he got it for a reason. Maybe Absolute Power will clear that up. Sorry. So, yeah. Oh, bad. Don't want to ruin that. So, yeah, this goes back here. Next issue is Absolute Batman issue 3, another banger. And then I'm assuming that's not. Oh man, I liked this issue a lot. Man, the action, awesome. But this goes at the very back. Once again, I love that DC Bullet logo. I'm so happy it came back, even though I wasn't reading comics when that was the logo. It's kind of my jam. And then the final issue I needed to put away is Absolute Batman issue 4. Yeah, so that's my DC stuff. And yeah.